NBC Sports. Brings you the final game of the 1968 World Series. The Detroit Tigers versus the St. Louis Cardinals.
Brought to you by Gillette, makers of new foamy lemon lime shave cream and a new Techmatic adjustable razor. By the more than 1,350 branches in Canada of the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. And by
Chrysler Canada Limited and the Dodge, Plymouth, Roots, and Simca dealers who sell the quality engineered cars and trucks by Chrysler.
And the biggest subject among the ball players today and the Cardinals and the Tigers, the weather. An almost perfect day here in St. Louis, 65 degrees, no humidity, just a slight breeze, a brilliant, bright fall afternoon for Game 7 with Lolich against Gibson. Hi, everybody. I'm Kurt Gowdy of NBC Sports. This is Harry Carey, the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals, and roaming the stands as your reporter will be Tony Kubek. And once again, the Cardinals are calling on Bob Gibson to win them a world championship. He won in the 7th game of '64. He won again last year in the 7th game, and he's warming up right now. Of Yugoslavian descent, a free spirit, Mickey Lolich has saved the Tigers in this series. He's out after his 3rd victory today. He's pitching with 2 days rest. Gibson is pitching with 3 days rest. And an odd twist in this series has been each club has hit better in the other's ballpark. The Tigers have scored about 3 times as many runs here as they did in Tiger Stadium, and it's the same for the Cardinals. They scored 20 runs in Detroit and have scored only 6 runs in their own ballpark. Right now, let's get the observations of Harry Carey.
Well, Kurt, they've gone through about 35 exhibition games, 162 regular season games, and here now it comes down to just 9 innings of baseball to decide the world's champion. Bob Gibson, who pitched the decisive 7th game last year, could become the first pitcher in baseball history to win 3 games in 2 different World Series. Mickey Lolich, who's been outstanding for the Tigers, makes it look like a tremendous pitching duel coming up. I don't know who's going to win this one, Kurt. I don't think anybody in the world could possibly know it. Around the field here, the stands are being filled. There'll be another capacity crowd of better than 54,000 people. You know our ballpark now, I'm sure, 330 feet down the left field line. Over in left center, it's 386. And the Detroit Tigers find this ballpark just as friendly to their hitters as their home ballpark, even though this one is supposed to be much harder to hit home runs in. As Norm Cash said, though, Detroit's got the kind of hitters that doesn't make any difference about the ballpark. On around into the right field corner where Bob Gibson is just warming up. It's 330 down that right field line, just as it is down the left field line. A perfect day for baseball. You see Gibson getting ready in the right field bullpen, and across the way, southpaw Mickey Lolich for the Detroit Tigers. Kurt?
Bob Gibson has allowed just 1 run in these 2 games. He shut the Tigers out here in the opener, and then he allowed them 1 run at Tiger Stadium. Mickey Lolich came back to even this series in the 2nd game when he defeated the Cardinals 8-1. And, of course, in the big game for the Tigers, the game that kept them alive, after allowing the Cardinals 3 runs in the 1st inning, he became stronger as the ball game went along. He shut the Cardinals out the rest of the way to win 5-3 and bring the World Series back to St. Louis. Lolich against Gibson. And now we're going to have the introduction of the players and the playing of our
Here are the
national
lineups for Game 7 of the 1968 World Series. Here is the manager of the Tigers, number 10, Mayo Smith. Batting first and playing second base, number 3, Dick McCollum. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 24, Mickey Stanley. Batting third and playing right field, number 6, Al Kaline. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 25, Norm Cash. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 23, Willie Horton. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 5, Jim Northrup. Batting seventh and catching, number 11, Bill Freehand. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 8, Don Wirtz. Batting ninth and pitching, number 29, Mickey Lolich, was warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining coaches and players of the Detroit Tigers. And now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Here is manager Red Schoendienst. Batting first and playing left field, number 20, Lou Brock. Batting second and playing second base, number 25, Julian Javier. Batting third and playing center field, number 21, Kurt Flood. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 30, Orlando Cepeda. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 18, Mike Shannon. Batting sixth and catching, number 15, Tim McCarver. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 9, Roger Maris. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 27, Dal Maxwell. Batting ninth and pitching, number 45, Bob Gibson, who is warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining coaches and players of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem, which will be played by Dick Renna's band and will be sung by the wife of the Cardinal manager, Mrs. Red Schoendienst.
final game of the 1968 World Series being brought to you from St. Louis as the Cardinals meet the Tigers.
Yes, sir. Up periscope. Up periscope. Bearing 150.
Ship ahoy. You've got Dodge fever. Man that Monaco. Design 69.
Take a long, slow look. Luxury line of comfort on a 122-inch wheelbase to give you a big car ride at a popular price. Under the hood, there's engine room for up to 440 cubic inches. New Superlight makes night driving super safe. Concealed windshield wipers keep the lines clean as a clipper ship. Inside, you're in command, in first-class comfort.
Dodge is turning up the fever now. Get your cure for new Dodge fever now.
Dodge fever at your Dodge dealer.
The umpires will be Tom Gorman of the National League behind the plate, Jim Honachek of the American League at first base, Bill Haller of the American League down the right field line, Stan Landis of the National League at second base, Doug Harvey of the National League down the left field line, and Bill Kinnaman of the American League at third base are grouped around home plate with managers Mayo Smith of the Tigers and Red Shandies of the St. Louis Cardinals. The commissioner of baseball, William Eckert. You see Warren Giles, president of the National League, right next to him. Commissioner Eckert will throw out the first base ball, and he does, to catcher Tim McCarver of the Cardinals. Returns the baseball to him. I think they're going to do it again. Or, no, that's it. Doesn't need a retake this time, and the commissioner has the souvenir of the ball that he tossed into play. As Kurt told you, just an absolutely beautifully perfect afternoon for baseball. We pause briefly for station identification. The Cardinals are taking the field. The lineups. Dick McAuliffe at second base for Detroit. Mickey Stanley at shortstop. Al Kaline, a big hero, in right field. Norm Cash having a great series at first base. Willie Horton in left field, the power man for the Tigers. Jim Northrup, the Grand Slam kid, in center field. Bill Freehand behind the plate. Don Wirt at third base. And Mickey Lolich will be the pitcher. There's the Detroit Tiger lineup. All set now. There goes Bob Gibson strolling out to the mound, trying for his third victory of the series. Crowd giving him a big hand. Here's the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. Lou Brock in left field. Julian Javier at second base. Kurt Flood in center field. Orlando Cepeda at first base. Mike Shannon at third base. Tim McCarver, the catcher. Roger Maris in right field against the southpaw. Down Maxfield at shortstop. And Bob Gibson, the pitcher. And now, before I turn the microphone over, I just want to say, not only a great sportscaster, as you all know, but I just want to tell you what a wonderful gentleman, and whose friendship I so highly value. A tremendous fellow who makes a guy like myself feel so at ease doing a job like this. Just one of the greatest guys in the world, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Gowdy.
Thank you so much, Harry, and good afternoon again, everybody. And Dick McAuliffe in the batter's box. Bob Gibson, 32 years old, from Omaha, Nebraska. Once again, carrying the load for the Cardinals in the final game. McAuliffe batting .261 in this series. A typical Bob Gibson pitch. A fastball on the corner. That's what the Tigers talk about, is how Gibson's on the corners all the time. Never gives you a good pitch to hit. There's his curve. That was the pitch that was so effective in the first game of the series when he set the record-breaking 17 strikeouts. No balls, 2 strikes to Dick McCullough. Playing him as a pull hitter to the right. 1-2 now. Leave a gap in left center for him. Just missed that corner. 2-2. Gibson struck out 17 in his first start, struck out 10 in his next start. He's had beautiful control. He walked 1 in the opening game. And he had 2 walks in game 4. That's low inside. So from a 2-strike count, it's a full count now, 3-2 to Dick McCullough. The 3-2 pitch on the way. A high pop foul. Cepeda squeezed right up against the box seats, leans in and has it. The next batter for the Tigers, Mickey Stanley, who's had 5 hits and 24 trips, batting .208. Will Mickey Stanley be the regular shortstop of the Tigers next year? Many of us are wondering.
Kurt, he hasn't done a thing wrong at shortstop. It's been an amazing performance.
Right to the box, a line drive. Stanley lines out to Gibson. Gibson, a marvelous all-around athlete with quick reflexes, good fielder, good batter, helps himself. He wins 3 or 4 or 5 games a year with his fielding and batting besides his pitching arm. And here's been the star of the series for the Tigers, along with Lolich, Al Kaline, batting .440 in the series and leading the series in runs batted in with 8. He's had 11 hits. A ball to him. Hard to remember when 2 players have a chance to break the base hit record for a World Series. The record's 13. Kaline has 11. Brock has 12 hits. There's a foul sailing over in back of the Tiger dugout and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you heard Gibson being interviewed yesterday by Tony Kubek, and he was asked who's the toughest hitter in the Tigers, and he said Kaline. Al's had 3 hits and 8 times up against him. 2 down, first inning, no score. A 1-1 pitch to Kaline. Ball 2, 2-1. Pitching Kaline low in this series. The 2-1 pitch, low outside, ball 3. He hasn't had too many high pitches to look at, and not too many curveballs. A good curveball hitter. That low outside pitch, he's been going to right field and up the middle with it. 3-1. Norm Cash on deck. Fouls are back. 3-2 count. Bob Gibson was not knocked out of the box once this season. That's how consistent he has been for the Cardinals. He pitched 13 shutouts during the regular season. There's strike 3 at third and a fourth. Well, Gibson breezes through the first inning as he sets the Tigers down 1-2-3. And at the end of the first half inning, it's the Tigers nothing with the Cardinals coming to bat.
In this remote part of Canada, people depend on the river. And by river, regularly as clockwork, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce brings banking service to them. The SS Jean-Briand is just one of the more than 1,350 commerce branches in this country. It's typical of commerce determination to make your banking convenient. Think how handy your own commerce branch is. Here's why. Because the commerce has more branches than any other bank on this continent.
Bank of Commerce, Bank of Commerce.
One of the world's great banks.
Michael Stephen Lolich, 28 years old, trying for his third World Series victory. Studying, he flips that ball as he lets it go, and actually he's quicker to the batter than it looks in the stands. He's what the ball players call sneaky fast. His stuff is always moving. His fastball runs in, runs out. A good sharp slider and curveball, and he's usually down low. And for the first time this year, Lolich is pitching with 2 days rest. Lou Brock has been effective against Lolich. Brock has had 4 hits and 8 times up in the 2 games he's faced Lolich. Brock batting .480 for the series. Downward in shallow at third again against him. He's been going to left field almost exclusively against the left-handed pitcher in this series. The ball to him. Javier's on deck, and then Curt Flood. Lolich has been a strikeout pitcher in the series, too. He struck out 17 in 2 games. Fouled off. He's had very good control. He walked 2 in game number 2 here in St. Louis, and he walked only 1 in game 5 at Detroit. One ball, 1 strike to Lou Brock. No score, last of the first inning. Bounding ball to the right side. McAuliffe quickly over to Cash. You don't mess around with that ball in the infield against Brock. You get rid of it. 1 out. Julian Javier is batting second today for the Cardinals. Having another good series, batting .391. He's had 9 hits and 23 up. He hits left-handers very well during the course of a season, doesn't he, Harry?
Yes, I should say about twice as well as he hits right-handers, and he has great power against them, Kurt. He can hit the long ball.
1 away for the Cardinals, nobody on. Fly ball to center field. Jim Northrup nearly tripped. Hauls it in. You saw him catch his spikes. Now he'll look over there where he caught those spikes. Would have been disastrous. 2 down. Curt Flood has 6 hits and 24 times up, batting .250. Usually when Lolich is right, they're hitting the ball on the ground against him when that sinker of his is working. Tough pitch inside. Ball 1. I remember Bob Lemon, Harry. He was a sinker ball pitcher, and he liked to have his arm a little bit tired. We'll explain that in a minute. A 1-0 pitch. He was quick with that one, 1-1. He always said that if he was strong and fresh, that he had a tendency to get the ball up. And a sinker ball pitcher likes to pitch low. When his arm was a little tired, his sinker would work better, and he'd be keeping the ball down low. Change up, missing. 2-1. Two down, nobody on, no score, last of the first inning. That curve breaks low and inside. 3-1 to Curt Flood. Lolich has been outstanding in the late season, last year and this year. He likes the cool weather. It's an ideal day for him today. Fly ball, that one may drop in, right center. K-line. Throws it back into McCullough, and there's the first hit of the ball game. Kurt Flood loops the single in the right center. Orlando Cepeda has had 7 hits and 25 times up, batting .280. He leads the Cardinals in runs batted in this series with 6. He's hit 2 homers. He hit a 2-run homer against Lolich in Detroit, that Mickey remembers. Flood getting his lead. Bounced foul down the third base line. Standing room only in the bullpens today. They've got everybody out there. Every pitcher is in the bullpen of both clubs. Flood on first. Lolich gets him back. One strike pitch to Cepeda, low, 1-1. That's the Tiger bullpen. Out in deep left center. The Cardinals are in right center. The Tiger bullpen in the sun and the Cardinals in the shade. Went after a bad pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's the Cardinal bullpen. So it is 0-0 here in the last of the first inning. The Cardinals have 2 down. Kurt Flood at first. A 1 ball, 2 strike count to Orlando Cepeda. They're deep and straight away for him. A low outside pitch that he went after again. That's 2 pitches he's gone after, Harry, out of the strike zone.
Ball must be hard to pick up or something. He swung at one over his head, and this one was way low and outside, as you pointed out. And he usually has a good strike zone.
Kurt Flood at first, 2 down. Lolich ready now with his pitch to Cepeda. And that's a foul ball. Hit hard down the left field line. One ball, 2 strikes. Mickey Lolich, from August 6th until the end of the season, won 10 games and lost 2. The year before, he won 9 out of his last 10 decisions from August, the second week of August till the end of the season. Foul ball driven down the right field line. Stands. That's why they play Cepeda straight away. He can drive the ball to all fields with power. Cardinal fans starting that rhythmic clapping. The 1-2 pitch. Curve breaks low inside.
Kurt Lolich seems to have real good stuff.
Stuff's moving. He moves the ball around, too, Harry. He's in and out with it. Pitching a little more deliberately today than he did the previous 2 games. 2-2 count. Runner going. Ball 3, the throw is high and flooded.
Let's watch it in slow motion. Bill Freehan had a very tough pitch to handle. His throw is high and flood is in there, as you can see, but he had to pick that pitch right off the hitter's shoe tops.
So we have our first scoring opportunity of the game now. The Cardinals have Flood at second. That's his third stolen base of the series. There are 2 down and a 3-2 count to Cepeda. With Mike Shannon on deck. Ball 4. Lolich worked very carefully to Cepeda. Game being brought to you in living color. Exclusively on NBC, where America watches more sports than on any other network. Mike Shannon batting .280. 7 hits, 25 times up. He's been up 8 times against Lolich in the 2 games and didn't get a hit. Flood's at second, Cepeda's at first. 2 down. That curve is missing for him now. He's low and inside with it. It's breaking down and into the right-hander. As Harry pointed out, he's had a good curve ball. One ball, no strikes. Goes after it, 1-1. There's Flood at second. Cepeda, come on, Mike. He's at first. They're playing off the bag against him. He'll get a big lead there. One ball, 1 strike. There's a drive in the right center. K-line's over in front of it and has it for the out. He's been all over that right field area in this series. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. At the end of the first inning, it is 0-0.
Just look what Plymouth's up to now.
The all-new Plymouth Fury for 1969. So big, so beautiful, so fresh in design, it's hard to believe this is a popular priced car. Fury has more comfort, more roominess, more luxury, and behind the wheel, more excitement.
Just look what Plymouth's up to now.
The 1969 Plymouth Valiant, built to Chrysler standards of 6-passenger roominess and comfort. The honest compact. Fury, Valiant, Barracuda, and Belvedere at your Plymouth dealers.
Well, this is our last baseball telecast of the season on NBC, but we'll be back next year with the Major League Baseball Game of the Week every Saturday afternoon. Baseball is moving into divisional play, you know, next year. And they'll have playoffs, All-Star Game at 9, the World Series, and we hope you'll be with us next season. Norman Cash. A solid World Series for him. He's batting .409. Pitches low outside. Cash has had 9 hits and 22 up. Has driven in 5 runs. Cash has opened his stance up a little bit. He changed a couple of months ago. Fouls it off. He had 1 year when he hit .360, won the batting title. He said he tried to pull everything since. And this year, he's hit over .300 the last 2 months of the season, and he attributes it to that change in stance. Fouls it back. He's going to left center, right, although he's normally a pull hitter. Cash says, well, I hope we win, naturally. At least I know one thing. We haven't embarrassed ourselves. There's a high fly ball into right center. Maris and Flood. It's Maris calling for it for the grab. One down. Willie Horton. 5 hits and 19 times up. Batting .263. He's had 1 home run, and that's been right here. Titanic shot into the center field bleachers. Fastball's in tight on him. Nothing to nothing in the top of the second. Foul back. Gibson's throwing hard as usual. The two coaching at first, Wally Moses, and over at third is Tony Cuccinella. Two factors the Tigers talk about Gibson is how hard he throws from the first inning to the 9th inning. There's his breaking pitch in. He's got that one going today. He's going to really be rough. That's the pitch he had going in the first game. And also they talk about how he hits the corner so much. 1 out. Nobody on the 1-2 pitch. Just outside to Willie Horton. 2-2. Fouls the breaking pitch back. That hung up over the plate for Horton that time.
He had a murderous swing at that one.
1 away, bases empty. 2-2 to Willie Horton. Foul again back. You know, the weather has been almost as odd as the series. We had rain on Sunday, bright sunshine on Monday, rain yesterday, and a beautiful day today. And the games have gone like that. One side on one day and the other club coming back, off and on, off and on. 2-2 to Horton. Strikes out on the curve. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Bob Gibson now is 2 strikeouts away from tying his own record of 31 strikeouts in a World Series. That was a record he set in 1964 against the Yankees. Here's the Grand Slam kid, Jim Northrup. Takes it high for a ball. Northrup batting .208. He's had 5 hits in this series. 2 of them have been home runs. He's second on the Tigers in RBIs. Gibson's high, ball 2. Two down, nobody on. The score, 0-0. Top of the second. The 2-0 pitch. His fastball is through. Strike 2-1. Jim Northrup. Fouls it back. 2-2. Two pitch. Held up on it. 3-2. Three-two pitch. Right down on the curve. The curve has been Gibson's big pitch. That's his 3rd strikeout. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of an inning and a half, it's the Tigers 0 and the Cardinals 0.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, feel confident stay dry. With new Right Guard Antiperspirant, a completely new product from Right Guard. Right Guard Antiperspirant is a new defense against perspiration. It contains a tested agent that checks perspiration wetness. Feel confident. Stay dry. Get new Right Guard Antiperspirant in the silver can.
10 more blades to go.
5 blades to go.
3. Just 3 blades to go. That's it. I used up all the old blades. Now I can use the new Gillette Super Stainless Steel blade with the miracle plastic coating on the edge. They say it's supposed to spoil you.
The spoiler.
Tony Kubek.
Thank you, Kurt. You know, anytime the Cardinals need the big game, they call on Mr. Bob Gibson. Mrs. Bob Gibson, Charlene, you must be quite proud of your husband.
I sure am.
It's quite a responsibility on his shoulders.
And on mine, this is the third time I've stepped through something like this.
I guess you'd like some runs quick, wouldn't you?
I sure would, like right now.
Charlene, thank you so much. Now let's go back upstairs to Kurt and Harry.
Tim McCarver, Roger Maris, and Del Maxville. They'll be up for the Cardinals against Mickey Lolich in the last half of the second. McCarver, 8 out of 24, a .333 World Series average. Stroked it foul down the first base line. Dick Sisler coaching at first for the Cardinals, and Joe Schultz at third. One and one to McCarver, who's had only one hit and 7 times up against Lolich. Ty Hardwin, 1 and 2. Cardinals were getting some airline tickets and passports today. They're going to Japan to represent the major leagues after the World Series, making the annual tour of Japan that one of the United States teams does every year. Fouls it back. Nice catch of a souvenir in back of us. One ball, 2 strikes. Carver started after that high fastball, 2-2. Lolich is pitching him high. He's usually down low on the rest of them. 2-2. Watch Freehan spot that catcher's mitt. A foul back again. Well, with 2 days rest, Lolich has thrown more pitches here in the first inning and this inning than he did in either of Game 2 or Game 5. Cardinals had 2 men on against him in the first. Now it's a 2-2 count here to McCarver. His curve just missing. Gibson's curve has been his pitch. He's been hitting with his curveball, and Lolich is missing with his. That doesn't mean it'll stay this way. 3-2 to Tim McCarver. Nobody on, nobody out. He walked him. A second walk by Lolich. Roger Maris has been platooned in this series until Game 7. And they play him against a left-hander today. This will be his final professional baseball game today. He's retiring after this one. He's not going with the Cardinals to Japan. And this is it.
And so will it be for Eddie Matthews of the Detroit Tigers after a long and wonderful career, both in the National and American League. Eddie Matthews will retire from baseball after this game.
They've both bruised up a few pitchers in their time.
Yeah, they've hit a few balls out of the park.
McCarver on first, nobody out. The score, 0-0, last of the second. Roger Maris, the batter. And there's Lolic's curve missing again. And now they have, I believe, sent the call to the Tiger bullpen. I see some stirring around out there. Maybe not. Maybe they're just shifting around. Foul back. One ball, one strike to Maris. That's McCarver on first. Nobody out. 0-0. Last of the second. He pops it up over toward the Cardinals dugout. It is right on top of the dugout. Cash disappeared inside and comes back out. Dick Sisler gives him a rib. One ball, two strikes. Line drive on one hop to Stanley, steps on second, throws to first, double play. Holding at first was McCarver. He thought that ball had been caught. He didn't want to get doubled up. But that skidded right in front of Stanley, who came up with it, stepped on the bag at second, and fired to first. Double play. 2 down, nobody on.
Are you sure Stanley never played shortstop before?
Well, there's 2 former shortstops in this ballpark today. Pee Wee Reese over at radio, Marty Marion in the Stadium Club. They have to be admiring his play in this series.
Including our own Tony Kubek all over the place.
Tony all over the stadium. 2 down, nobody on. Dal Maxville, the batter, still looking for his first series hit. Bounding ball, downward, to Cash, that's it. And the Cardinals are out. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, nobody left. At the end of 2, it is 0-0.
Oh, I'm so nervous. What if I got Dodge fever? Right in the middle of cutting this $2 million diamond.
Some things just can't wait, like the Dodge Dart Swinger 340. Young, new compact with a wild new personality. The size, style, and looks say it all.
Please. I don't want to make a boo-boo.
With bumblebee stripes, dual exhaust, 4 on the floor, and a new high-performance hood. What gives the Swinger its swing? 340 cubes of V8.
Easy.
This game is authorized under television rights granted by the Commissioner's Office solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner's Office is prohibited. Bob Gibson will pitch to the bottom third of the Tiger order. In the third, Freehan, Wirt, and Lowey. Bill Freehan has had 1 hit in 20 times. Curve is outside. Harry, he went in for his first lick in batting practice today and broke his favorite bat. He says, what a World Series I'm having. Got a good sense of humor. He hit himself a little bit.
Maybe that's what he needed, was a new bat.
Looks like Gibson slider that time for a strike. 1-1.
Kurt, I've never seen Gibson throw so many breaking balls as he is in this game.
1-1 pitch. Fastball lined in the center at Kurt Flood, one away. Well, Bob Gibson now has retired the first 7 batters he's faced. Don Wirth, 1 hit in 14. They play Wirth to swing late, to hit to the opposite field. In center and right, and leave left center open for him. That's a strike. There you can see Flood over in right center. Now notice that big gap in left center, with Lou Brock playing him straight away and left. Overpowers him with a fastball, strike 2. Bob Gibson has the reputation, if you don't get him early, forget it. He gets stronger as the game goes along. The 2-strike pitch. And Gibson has tied his own all-time World Series record. That's his 31st strikeout in this series. He struck out 31 in 3 games against the Yankees in 1964. This is his 4th strikeout today. And he's been really consistent in strikeouts. This is his 21st inning, and he's had at least 1 strikeout in 19 of those 21 innings. Strike the lowest. Mickey's been quite a hitter. He's had 3 hits 8 times up in the series. And he had a home run here. Strike 2. And he's just broken the World Series record. 32 strikeouts now is a new record, and he'll probably pile that one on. 3 up and 3 down at the end of 2.5. Tigers nothing, Cardinals nothing.
Once you get off the beaten track, weekend driving can be fun. Though sometimes the unexpected can happen, especially when your wife is with you. The chair that looked just like it matched Granny's set didn't, of course. But it's astonishing the number of things she's always wanted. She's never mentioned till now. That's when it's nice to have cash on hand at the Commerce. Cash for spending, cash for saving. The Commerce checking account plus savings account gives you the best of both worlds. Lets a man be his own master. Yes, sir. Weekend drivers sometimes get an unexpected bonus, especially when they keep cash on hand. Keep cash on hand at the Commerce.
All right, Tony.
We've got Mrs. Roger Maris. Pat, you must be a little saddened today knowing Roger's playing his last ball game.
Yes, I certainly am, but I'm sure we'll just end up winners, and the good Lord upstairs is watching over.
Pat, good luck to you, good luck to Roger. Let's go back upstairs to Kurt and Harry.
Thank you.
Bob Gibson had a standing ovation, especially when it was flashed on the scoreboard about his World Series record. He's now broken 2 World Series records in strikeouts, 17 in 1 game, and the most strikeouts ever in the series, breaking his own. Ball 2 to Gibson. Lolich has walked 2. Lou Brock's on deck at the top of the order, and then Javier. Lolich fires a fastball through for a strike. 2-1. Gibson dangerous with the bat for a pitcher. Fouls it off, 2-2. The only pitcher to ever hit 2 World Series home runs. He's had 2. There's a chopper being charged by third baseman Wirth, who throws him out easily, and there's 1 down. Lolich jammed him on the fist with a fastball. Word hasn't hit much, but he's played a steady third base. Lou Brock grounded out his first time. Brock batting .462. He has the highest lifetime batting average of any player who's played, and this is for a World Series competition. Any man who's ever played in the series. There's a good curve in the corner for a strike. 0-0. The Cards have one out, nobody on, last of the third. Found the ball again to the right side. McAuliffe throws him out, and that ball took a funny skid. We've had several bad hops in this series, and they've all been headed toward the second baseman. Well, they say keep Brock off the bases. Lolich has done it twice.
I was thinking the same thing.
Till today, every time you look up, he's been on somewhere. Javier flied out his first time. Mickey Lolich, owner of 5 motorcycles, has that sinker ball going for him. Easy Tapper to third, and Lolich and Gibson are matched up here now. So far, this looks like a rouser of a pitching duel. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of 3, it is 0-0.
Just look what Plymouth's up to now.
Meet the beautiful 1969 GTX, one of the exciting Plymouth Belvedere line that includes Roadrunner and Sports Satellite. GTX is all sport, all luxury and comfort. From any angle, GTX is a great-looking performance car at a down-to-earth price.
Just look what Plymouth's up to now.
The sporty Plymouth Barracuda has a look and a personality all its own. A personality you can mold to match your own with a list of options as long as your arm. Fury, Valiant, Barracuda, and Belvedere at your Plymouth dealers.
This is Kurt Gowdy with Harry Carey, Tony Kubek from St. Louis. I'll straighten that out next time, Tony. Dick McAuliffe fouled out his first time, batting .250. We're at the top of the Tiger batting order now. McAuliffe, Stanley, and Kaline. Gibson. There's a high drive to right field with Maris backing up just a bit. 1 away. So the first 10 men up for the Tigers have gone down. Here's a fellow who's hit the hardest shot out Gibson so far, a line drive to the box that Gibson stabbed in the first inning. 5 strikeouts, no walks so far. Strike. Lolich looked a little wobbly in the first inning, but he's breezed the last 2 innings. No balls, 1 strike to Mickey Stanley. Foul back. The count quickly goes 0-2.
I think our friend Pee Wee Reese just made his first error of the season in the radio booth.
The 2-strike pitch. High. 1-2. Gibson is bearing down now on another record. Most strikeouts lifetime in a World Series. Ground ball in the hole. Maxfield has a long throw, and he couldn't straighten up and let it go. He caught his spikes. That is a single, an infield hit for Mickey Stanley. Looks like he's hurt his right foot or his leg. Well, there's the first base runner for the Tigers. That would have been a tough play for Maxwell anyway because Stanley can run. Maxwell had a long throw from deep in the hole. Fastball outside the K-line. Each team has had one hit. K-line struck out his first time. 0-0 in the top of the fourth. Cutting away at a fastball. 1-1.
Kurt, you mentioned what a good fielder Gibson is. What makes...
That would have been a tough play for Maxwell anyway because Stanley can run. Maxwell had a long throw from deep in the hole. Fastball outside the K-line. Each team has had one hit. K-line struck out his first time. 0-0 in the top of the fourth. Cutting away at a fastball. 1-1.
Kurt, you mentioned what a good fielder Gibson is. What makes him remarkable is the way he throws himself off the mound, how he can react to catch balls hit back that way.
1 ball, 1 strike. Low. Ball 2, 2-1. The way he falls toward first, you think you could bunt on him, wouldn't you? Two and 1 to K-line. Stanley on first, 1 out. Foul. 2-2.
Here in slow motion, we'll get an idea of how he falls off that mound. Now watch his body. About 2 feet over. Great shot.
2-2 to K-line. Stanley at first, 1 out, no score. 4th inning. K-line reaching for a high fastball, pops a foul. This one is out of play. Whitey Ford has 94 strikeouts in his lifetime in the World Series. Gibson now has 89. Two and 2. Strike 3 to K-line. Not him looking at her fastball. 6 strikeouts in this game for Gibson. And of course, every strikeout he records now, he will put the frosting on the strikeout record for 1 World Series. He already holds a 1-game record, a 1 World Series record, and he's bearing down on the all-time World Series record. Norman Cash flying to right field his first time. There are 2 down. Stanley's on first. Cash slams it. Foul. Oh, he tagged that one. Got around on it a bit too much.
Boy, that's a 3rd tier up there, Kurt.
Who is that? Joe Garagiola, right. A little more reach there, Joe.
It's Ed McCauley, I believe, who's got it.
Ed McCauley. Well, he had a pretty good stretch up there in those rebounds in basketball. Cash ripping away at a fastball, 0-2. Tigers in the 4th have 2 down. Stanley at first, no score. Gibson's throwing more fastballs now, Harry.
He frequently does that. Goes along with a pitch that's particularly effective for him and then changes to other pitches.
Pitch out.
I think what happened, Kurt, the first few fastballs he tried, they weren't exactly the Gibson fastball, so he went to his breaking ball, his curve and slider. Now apparently he's found his fastball again.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Norm Cash. The curve is a little bit outside. 2-2. Willie Horton on deck for the Tigers. If Cash does something, he'll be up next. Two pitch on the way. Ground ball to the left side. Shannon's up with it. His throw to first is in time by 2 strikes. And the Tigers are retired in the 4th. They had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 3 1/2, Tigers nothing, Cardinals nothing.
If you've been looking for a lime shaving cream that's not too sweet, Gillette Foamy has what you've been looking for. Because Gillette Foamy has this. The lemon lime. It's part lemon, part lime. The essence of the lemon keeps the tang in the lime. And that keeps this shaving cream from smelling too sweet. Gillette Foamy with lemon lime. Wait till your face gets a taste of it.
Kurt Flood is ready to go now. Flood, Cepeda, and Shannon. One thing you could have bet on in this series is the attendance here every day. 54,692 just been announced. Ball 1. That's been the attendance announced every day.
That's everything they can sell, including standing room.
Mickey Lolich pitching to Kurt Flood. The count 1-0. High, ball 2. Flood singled to right his first time. He has the only hit off Lolich. Drive down the right field line. It is a foul ball.
A game of inches, isn't it?
Kurt Flood, the most consistent hitter for the Cardinals all year. He started out hitting over 300 and right up around that 300 mark week after week. Nobody on, nobody out. The 2-1 pitch to him. Line drive to Stanley on 1 hop. Picks it up. Throws. He's got a neat recovery by Stanley, who didn't give up on that ball. A skidding 1-hopper.
That's why this ball was really hit hard by Flood. Stanley, in knocking the ball down, is able to keep it in front of him. That's what makes it possible for him to throw Flood out.
He has that sidearm throw, Harry, but he put something on it.
Just going to say, he gets a lot on his throw.
He threw out a fast man, Flood. Cepeda drives it foul down the right field line into the seats. 1 out, nobody on, 0-0, last of the 4th inning. Lolich perhaps has not been as spectacular as Gibson with all of Gibson's strikeouts so far, but Lolich is getting his job done too. Bounding ball. Nice stop by Ward if he can come up with it. His throw. He's got him. That was a tough play. Off to the left. Second hop was coming up sharply to him. And he hung with it and threw him out. Well, the 2 Cardinals, Flood and Cepeda, have hit the ball sharply to the infield, but fine fielding behind Lolich helps him. Lolich's sinker is working because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 7 batters have hit balls to the infield, which means they're topping the ball. And it's a strength. That ball, that live fastball is dipping down. 2 down, nobody on. Mike Shannon fouls it back. It's 0-2 to Shannon. Now, Shannon has a farm, Harry, not too far from here, and you know what he's rearing, raising? Quail and wild turkeys so he could hunt. Expensive hobby. The 0-2 pitch struck him out on a high fastball, and Mickey Lolich continues to match Bob Gibson. In goose eggs here, 3 up and 3 down at the end of 4, 0-0.
You see that statue? They picked me to bring it in. I handle my cranes with finesse. As long as I don't get Dodge fever, no sweat. Right?
Right. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? 1969 Dodge Charger SE. Charger excitement in a stunning new special edition. Packed with extras that aren't extra on this one.
So far, so good.
In here, a world of vinyls and leathers and wood grain luxury. A new front grille just for looks, and an optional 440 Magnum V8 just for kicks.
Easy. Oh, no.
Charger's special edition for 1969. It's why Dodge Fever is more smashing than ever.
Dodge is turning up the fever now.
All right, Tony, who do you have now?
Kurt, one of the top people in the basketball world, Mr. Ben Kerner, former owner of the St. Louis Hawks, but also a great baseball fan. Ben, we're having a heck of a series.
It sure is, and there is nothing that can compare to a drama of a World Series game. It's just amazing.
Especially Lolich versus Gibson.
Well, I've watched Gibson about a dozen times this year. He has to be the greatest pitcher in baseball.
Mr. Kerner, thank you so much. Let's go back upstairs.
Willie Horton starts it off for the Tigers in the 5th. He struck out his first time. And that first pitch to him was high and inside for a ball. Horton, Northrup, and Freehand for the Tigers. 2-0. When Horton's up there, the Cardinal outfield plays its deepest against any other Tiger hitter. Look at him, way out there and around toward left. Now they're just waving Kurt Flood a bit toward straightaway center. Curve is inside, ball 3. Gibson has not walked a man so far, and he struck out 6.
I would be a bit surprised to see Horton given the green light on this 3-0 pitch.
Right in there, 3-1. Three-one pitch to Willie Horton. Strike 2. High pop up to the right side. Javier lost his cap, but has the baseball. 1 out. Jim Northrup struck out his first time. Lane Northrup is a full hitter to right field. 0-0 in the 5th inning. Ball. Each team's had only 1 hit. The only base runner for the Tigers has been Stanley, who had an infield hit in the 4th. With 2 out in the 1st, Flood single, Stoll second, Cepeda walked. The Shannon flied out to end that inning. The Carver walked in the 2nd, and since then, Lolich has retired 8 in a row. One nothing pitch. There's a pop foul down the left field line. Everybody racing for it, and Shannon going away has it. Boy, what plays we're getting in this game. Now, this is the way to cap off the series with a brilliantly played game like this, Harry.
Whenever you find outstanding pitching, here's the slow motion on Shannon's excellent play in foul territory. With his back to the infield, he makes the catch. Kurt, when the pitchers are sharp, as Lolich and Gibson are, you see more good defensive plays because the ball players are on their toes and they're ready to move with every pitch. When the pitchers dilly-dallying around and is behind, the infielders can't be alert.
There are 2 down now. Nobody on and Bill Freehan up. Fouls it back. Freehan lined to center field his first time. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit for the Cardinals. There's a drive hit to deep left field. Brock on the path. Right on the edge of it for the out. Freehan's hit the ball hard twice, but to an outfielder. 3 up, 3 down. We've gone halfway, and there is no score.
This was Canada, 1867. The Bank of Commerce began that year. Canada grew, and Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce kept pace. A reliable, progressive bank. Its thoughts are still on the future. Already, space-age computers serve some branches to give customers fast electronic service. Eventually, they will link all Commerce branches coast to coast. Also for the near future, Commerce cash dispensers. Conveniently located so that you can get instant cash day or night.
Bank of Commerce, Bank of Commerce, Bank of Commerce, Bank of Commerce.
One of the world's great banks.
You know, Joe DiMaggio will make a 17-day tour of military hospitals in the Pacific, along with 3 active players at the close of the season. The trip was arranged by the Commissioner of Baseball, William D. Eckert, in cooperation with the Department of Defense and the USO. Outfielder Rick Mundy of the Oakland A's and pitchers Ron Klein of the Pirates and Ron Taylor of the Mets will accompany DiMaggio and Arthur Richmond of the Mets to the Pacific. And now for the last part of the game, a fellow who for 24 years has sold baseball and the Cardinals and thrilled the fans in his vast network around here, and who done another outstanding job on the World Series. Proud to turn it over to Harry Carey. Harry?
Thank you very much, Kurt. Hello again, everybody. Bottom of the 5th inning, decisive game of the World Series. No score. Gibson against Lolich. Each team has had a hit. McCarver leads off the bottom of the 5th. He walked his first time at bat. 26 years old, the player rep of the Cardinals from Memphis, Tennessee. Had an off season during the regular year, hitting only .253. High and inside. Lolich has now shut the Cardinals out 12 innings in a row. Gibson has blanked the Tigers the last 10 innings he's faced them. We're having the pitching duel that previous performances would indicate we would have today. Chase the curveball, and Lolich has a good one. And he drops down sidearm to the left-hand hitters with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Red Shandies. Hit hard past Stanley in the left field. That ball took a skipping hop. Didn't come up for him. And it'll be a base hit for McCarver. That's Tim's 9th hit of the series. And here's Roger Maris, and the Cardinal crowd now has become alive. Maris playing his final game after a long and outstanding career. "34 years old. This is his 41st World Series game. Holds the ball foul. Raj was one of the hitting stars of last year's World Series, but the Tigers have held him well in check. He's had only 3 out of 17 against them. Stockily built, good power. This is his 7th World Series. He had a good cut but missed. A high fastball. And Lulich is matching Gibson. Pitch for pitch and inning by inning. The Cardinals have 2 hits off Lulich. Tigers have 1 off Gibson. Carver lead. Curveball inside. 5 of his World Series premieres were with the Yankees. He's been with the Cardinals 2 years. He's played in 2 classics. Carver can run for a catcher. Struck him out. For Lulich, a second strikeout. And he shows no signs of deteriorating at all. Here's the only hitless man in the series among the regulars. He's nothing out of 21. Down Maxville. He's 29 years old from Granite City, Illinois. Graduated from Washington University here in St. Louis with a degree in electrical engineering. Curve is high and outside. No score, 5th inning. There goes McCarver. Swung, popped up. McCarver will have to return in a hurry. Cash in foul territory makes the catch. Throws late to McAuliffe covering first base. They were decoying McCarver, who was running with the pitch. The hit run was on. Decoying him into thinking the ball had been hit on the ground. Listen to the ovation now for Gibson.
There was a runner going. Now he starts back. They had yelled at Cash to get rid of it as quickly as he could. He nearly throws it away here, by the way. McAuliffe, the second baseman covering, has to reach out.
Gibson has hit a home run in this World Series. He hit one in last year's World Series. High pop fly that McAuliffe calls for. That retires the side with no runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. And at the end of 5 full innings, it's still Detroit nothing.
Announcing your next car, the great new Chrysler. Outside it, the surface of the road and the shifting, ever-changing elements. Heat. The wind. Water and noise. The uncontrolled elements. Inside your next car, a controlled environment. A quiet cockpit where miniature memory systems monitor and complement your every driving habit.
Your next car is here.
The controlled environment is here. In your next car, the great new Chrysler.
We pause now for station identification. This is the CBC Television Network.
Well, I'm not a young boy, Tony. I'm Don Davidson of the Atlanta Braves.
Why, you're not in school anymore.
No, I got out 25 years ago, Tony, as you know.
Don Davidson, nice seeing you. Good luck to you and the Braves next year.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Let's go back upstairs right now.
Our good friend Donald Davidson. 6th inning. Don Wirt, first pitch. Fly ball, center field should be easy. That'll bring up Mickey Lulich, who hit a home run here in the second game of the series. You know, as you reflect on this series so far, performance of Lolich becomes even more outstanding. He has kept his team in this series to a point where they could win it all right here today. Not even to mention, there's a smash. Javier on one hop will throw him out. Ball was hit hard. To think what the audience would have been deprived, Kurt, if Mickey Stanley had not been able to play shortstop. To think that an Al Kaline would not have been in this World Series is almost a tragedy.
That's right. And one thing the Cardinals talk about Lolich is after he gave up the 3 runs in the first inning of Game 5, the way he battled back and held on. They said that's what showed them what a good pitcher he was.
Dick McAuliffe, the second baseman, takes a curve in there, a strike ball. McAuliffe fouled out and flied out. He's had 6 out of 25 in this series. Hit .249 during the season with 16 homers. Evens it up, a ball and a strike.
Gibson's pitching like he has a plane to catch.
He always pitches this way. He averages about a 2-hour ball game. The 1-1 pitch, and it's high. Two balls and a strike. They play McAuliffe to pull, and he pulls one off his leg foul. Rhodes in fair territory, and he had an idea of the agility of one Bob Gibson on that. He's like a cat off that mound. Well, he was a great all-around athlete. Good enough at basketball. Not only star for Creighton University, but to play with the Harlem Globetrotters. Two-two pitch. No score in the 6th. There's a fly ball, deep, but it'll be caught. Flood waits. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. At the end of 5.5 innings, it's still Detroit nothing, St. Louis nothing.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, feel confident. Stay dry with new Right Guard Antiperspirant, a completely new product from Right Guard. Right Guard Antiperspirant is a new defense against perspiration. It contains a tested agent that checks perspiration wetness. Feel confident. Stay dry. Get new Right Guard Antiperspirant in the silver can.
Schedule the AFL Championship, the Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Senior Bowl, the Super Bowl, and the AFL All-Star Game. All in color exclusively on NBC. Lou Brock leading it off. Nothing out of 2 in this game. Twice has bounced to the second baseman, McAuliffe. He was going to bunt. 1 ball, no strike. Lolich has been going directly sidearm to Brock, feeding him a lot of sidearm curve. Wirt playing very shallow at third base to guard against the bunt. Again, he's wide with a slider. 2 balls, no strikes. Lou Brock leading off, no score. You have the feeling that a run will do it. Which team will get that run? Base hit! Lou Brock's 13th hit of the series. 2 balls, no strikes. Lou Brock leading off, no score. You have the feeling that a run will do it. Which team will get that run? Base hit! Lou Brock's 13th hit of the series. That ties Bobby Richardson's record for most hits in the World Series. Now Javier comes up. Nobody out. That's the second inning in a row that the leadoff man has had a base hit. McCarver led off the fifth, but nothing happened. Brock is on. Will he attempt to steal? Harry Kyle and Lou Cusserot will keep a closer eye on him than even anybody here on the Diamond Champ. Pitch out. He may have almost been crossed up. Brock, very intent. Boy, look at him. Watch his eyes.
He stole 2 bases against Lolich and Freehan and the Tigers here in Game 2.
Look at that lead he had. Certainly they're going to throw over. And there he goes the other way. Out! That's the play that worked here earlier in the series, but not this time.
He just dared him to make that throw to first. Cash fired down to Stanley, and they have the tag on him. He just dared him. Look at that lead. Different angle. See that big lead? He dared him to make the throw to first, and as the ball headed to first, he was going to break the second and grab it. But Cash had a perfect strike down to Stanley to get him. A big play for the Tigers now to rub Brock out.
Now Javier batting with nobody on base and 1 out. Bill Freehand and now talking to Mickey Lolich. No score. A tense battle here in the decisive game. Lolich against Gibson. Javier held up in time, ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. You know, being associated with just one ball club, we don't see NBC's great sports crew too often. And here's the pitch, and it's a strikeout. So when we have an opportunity, it's certainly one fellows like Jim O'Gorman and Alan Roth and Roy Hammerman and Harry Carl and, of course, Lou Cusserot, Chet Simmons, to know that we've enjoyed their hospitality. 2 balls and a strike. Line smash to Stanley. Boy, he's been sucking him up down there at shortstop.
About 4 or 5 wicked shots hit at him.
And now Flood comes up. He singled in the first and stole a base. 2 men are gone. Bottom of the 6th. Lolich has been in a little more trouble. The ball's been hit harder against him. That's not what they pay off on. He's kept a run from scoring. That's what he's out there for. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gibson has been brilliant. He's allowed only 1 hit. And they're all tied up, nothing. Curve inside. You know, he has a good assortment of pitches. He can come over the top, and he can crossfire his sidearm left-handed hitters. He's got a good fastball. It seems like 2 kinds of curveball. Ground ball. Tough play for Stanley. Long throw. Safe. Cash did an adagio split. trying to get that ball as soon as possible. But Flood legged it out, and now here's Cepeda. Cepeda homered off Lolich in Detroit. Orlando is 7 out of 26 for a 269 average. Flood has base stealing speed. He has stolen 3 bases in this series himself. The slider barely missed. They like to pitch Cepeda in tight, like to jam him with the ball. If you make just a little mistake and don't get it in far enough, it can hurt you. Up to corner that time.
Harry, this fellow's done a remarkable job with 2 days rest.
He certainly has. 1 ball, 1 strike. They got him picked off. Flood is caught off first base. There's McAuliffe now, and Lolich running him down the other way. Everybody's handled the ball, and he is tagged out finally by Mickey Stanley. 1-3-4-1-6 if you're scoring. You want to follow the slow action.
All right, here it is on the rerun. That's Lolich now, the pitcher. Here's Stanley faking a throw and then making the tag to wind up the play. So the Cardinals had 2 men cut down on a rundown that time between first and second.
So it was 2 hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 6 full innings now, still nothing.
Dodge Fever saves the day. He's lost his head over Dodge Coronet.
Dodge Coronet, Design 69, proving it costs less than you'd think to go first class on a 117-inch wheelbase. Coronet, trim enough outside to handle quickly, easily, big enough inside to handle a crowd in comfort. 17 Coronets to choose from, including the Coronet Super B with 383 cubes of standard V8. A wild new way to get Dodge Fever.
Dodge is turning up the fever now. Get your cure for new Dodge Fever now.
Dodge Fever at your Dodge dealer.
Mickey Stanley with a count of strike 1. Takes a fastball low. Cardinals ran themselves out of the 6th inning as both Brock and Flood were trapped. And now it's the 7th. High pop foul. Out of play. 2 strikes and a ball. What a dramatic finish to this World Series. The 2 best pitchers in the series hooked against each other, each going in with records of 2-0 and battling each other into the 7th, 0-0. Half swing, foul ball. Boy, that just missed inches, being an extra base hit, as Stanley had tried to check his swing. Ball just cleared Cepeda's head and foul by not more than a foot or so, if that much. 2 strikes and a ball on Mickey Stanley. 1 out of 2 in this game. Strike 3 call. The 7th strikeout for Gibson. He's approaching Whitey Ford's record for World Series strikeout. Mayo Smith of the Tigers, Red Shane East of the Cardinals. The leaders of the two clubs. Here's Kaline. Bouncing ball, Shannon. Dissipated, 2 away. And Gibson refuses to give in to the pressure put on him so heavily by the fine performance of Mickey Lolich. Here's Norm Cash, who's had a fine series with 9 out of 24. Hitting .375. A real home run threat. That was a slider that was high. Cash hit 25 during the season. He's hit 1 in the series. Ooh, he had a cut. Even up, a ball and a strike.
How much bothers him?
Well, there's the 1-1 pitch. Low and outside. You know, if I were Phil Wrigley, the owner of the Cubs, I'd make a trade for Cash, because what an advertisement he is. He's got a lot of chewing gum in his mouth all day long. Curve, a dandy. Boy, that snapped in there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Another curveball, but low. Bob Gibson. Hasn't walked anybody today. He has fanned 7. He's allowed 1 hit, an infield hit. Line smash, base hit. And here's Willie Horton. Horton is the type of hitter you don't dare make a mistake on. And even if you don't make a mistake, he's strong enough to hit anything out of the ballpark. Base hit. And the Tigers now made their first threat with 2 out base hits by Cash and Horton. Brings up the Grand Slam kid, Jim Northrup. He's had 2 homers and 6 runs batted in this series. He had 21 homers and led his team in runs batted in during the season with 90. He's had 1 out of 9 against the pitching of Gibson, and that was a home run. That was the only run that Gibson's permitted in this series. McCarver and Gibson are not discussing the weather, which is beautiful. Northrup hits the ball to all fields. Fly ball, Flood. Hey, almost Flood, and he misjudges it over his head. 2 runs are going to score. The same thing that almost happened earlier in the game to Jim Northrup, and now it has happened to one of the greatest defensive center fielders in baseball, Curt Flood.
As he started over, something happened to his underfooting. Watch this now. He catches his spike, see, and he nearly fell down. And that cost him gauging the ball. Flood very rarely has ever misjudged the ball out there, but when he stumbled on his way, it threw him out of his path. He couldn't get back. The ball sailed over his head, And the Tigers now have 2 runs in the 7th, and this all came after 2 out, nobody on.
So Detroit leads 2-0. Bill Freehand, the batter. He's nothing out of 2. Northrup, who now has driven in 8 runs. The curve is a beauty over the inside corner. Each team now has 4 hits. Two balls and a strike. After 2 are out, singles by Cash and Hart. Brought up Northrup, hit the ball hard, but directly into center field. Flood slipped as he started for the ball. Swung and missed, and it's evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long drive, left center field. Brock on the run. Can't make the play. A base hit. Another run is in. Tigers lead 3-0. A double for Freehand. And that Detroit dugout now is a happy place. Three to nothing, Detroit in the 7th inning. The Tigers trying to become only the 3rd team in World Series history to be down 3 games to 1 and still win the series. Works being intentionally packed. That will bring up Lolich. Mickey Lolich, who has shut the Cardinals out for 6 innings. And he fouls it into the Cardinal dugout.
Harry, how often have you seen 4 hits in a row against Gibson?
Not often. Lolich, fanned in the 3rd, bounced out in the 6th. Struck him out. So the Tigers finally break the ice here by scoring 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors, 2 men were left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Detroit 3, St. Louis nothing.
Jeremy I. Parsons got a red convertible loan from the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce and bought a blue fastback with buckets. You look great in blue, Jerry. On the other hand, Wilfred S. Hughes got a Commerce red convertible loan and bought a beige sedan.
After you pick me up at the hairdresser's, you could... Wilfred, watch out for that truck. Wilfred, it says no left turn. Take me down to Mary Jane's. We have to...
Well, sure beats walking, eh, Willie? Meanwhile, Miss Charis D. Holmes got a Commerce red convertible loan and bought a pickup truck. How do you like them apples, eh, Charis? Wouldn't you like a Commerce red convertible loan? You might even get a red convertible. Whatever you want, from cars to cameras, boats to broadloom, get it with a bank plan loan from the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. You'll find it easy to arrange. Just talk to the man at the Commerce.
AFL games on NBC. Houston at Boston, Denver at New York in the first game. Second game with a big one, San Diego at Oakland and Cincinnati at Kansas City. Right now in the final game of the World Series, the Tigers have broken through 3-0. Mickey Lolich, pitching with 2 days rest now, has the lead. Let's see if he can hold it, Harry Carey.
Orlando Cepeda, who walked his first time and bounced out his other time, is at the plate. St. Louis trails 3-0. There's no tomorrow. This is it. Foul out of play. Lolich looks as if he should pitch on with 2 days rest all the time. He has been great. Chased a high fastball. The Cardinals were ahead in this World Series Monday, 3-1, and got 3 runs in the first inning. Tigers came off the floor to win that game, won yesterday, and are in front today. Two strikes and the ball. Rushed him back, and it's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 Detroit. Bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Want to win. Here's Mike Shannon.
He's throwing harder now than he did early in the game. He's really firing. He's sneaky fast anyway.
He's sharper, too. Early in the early innings, a little wild. Behind on hitters, walked 2 men. But since the 2nd inning, he has been absolutely perfect. Here's Shannon. One strike and no balls as he grounded 1 foul. Joe Schultz, coaching at third base, sidestepped that one. 3-0, Tigers lead. Bottom of the 7th in St. Louis. That evens it. He faked the bunt. The outfield straight away. The curve was hot. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out. Kaline now plays Shannon well over towards center. Curve is a dandy. That evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-0, Tigers in front. Scored 3 runs. Everybody enjoys baseball. All 3. Mike Shannon. Cardinals need base runners if they're to do anything with Lolich, who has a 3-run lead. Easy fly ball. Hey, and Northrop drops it. Shannon going to second. Horton and Northrop almost collided, and the ball dropped off Northrop's glove.
Here it is now. Looks like an easy chance. Here's Willie Horton. It looks like he's getting to the ball first. Now Northrop comes in. There they are, both reaching up. Northrop. That ball might have just been jarred. You saw Horton try and fade back and get out of his way. No matter how many times you tell ball players to talk, to yell, I've got it, that will happen. It happened on a foul ball in Detroit between Freehand and Cash.
It's ruled an error on Northrop. Shannon is at second base with 1 out. McCarver, who has walked and singled in this game, He's had 2 out of 8 against Lolich in the series. High fly. Kaline will catch it. Shannon Holt. Hey, he's almost tagged at second base on a fine play by Stanley.
The shortstop cut it off, and Kaline purposely shaded that throw toward the bag when he saw Shannon holding at second.
That would have been something. Here's Maris now. He's nothing out of 2. Hit into a double play and struck out. Dick Schofield going down to the right field corner. Apparently there'll be a pinch hitter for Maxville if it goes at 4 in this inning. Swings and he misses a curve. There's Schofield going into the bullpen area to limber up. Lolich has stopped the Cardinals cold. 2 out here in the 7th. Shannon at second base. Popped it up. Shortstop Stanley is there. And it's no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. At the end of 7 full innings, Detroit 3, St. Louis nothing.
Just look what Plymouth up to now. Just look what Plymouth up to now. Driving will never be the same again for you.
Introducing the 1969 Plymouths. Fury. This year it's a whole new car. Longer, wider, completely redesigned from rubber to roofline. Belvedere, our mid-size success car. 26 models, 18 colors, 76 interiors. Valiant, the compact that didn't get bigger, just better. Barracuda, 4 great engines, 3 great bodies, and a torsion bar suspension for true sports car handling. See what Plymouth's up to now at your Plymouth dealers.
Just look what Plymouth's up to now.
We pause now for station identification. This is the CBC Television Network.
With Kurt Gowdy and Tony Kubek, this is Harry Carey at Bush Memorial Stadium. We're in the top of the 8th of the final game. Dick McAuliffe takes a pitch high. Tigers out in front 3-0. Bouncing ball, Javier will throw him out. Here's Stanley, who has been absolutely remarkable playing shortstop. And the bold move by manager Mayo Smith at the inception of this series has certainly paid off. Maxville's the shortstop. 2 men are gone.
He made another bold move in Game 5 in the 7th inning with 1 out, nobody on, the Tigers trailing, when he let he let Lolich hit for himself. That was a turning point in that game, too.
Here's Al Kaline. Hit this so far today, nothing out of 3. 11 out of 28 for the series. There's a line drive to Javier. He's got it. 1-2-3, nothing across. We go into the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's still Detroit 3, St. Louis nothing.
This is the new Gillette Techmatic razor. If you think it looks like the old Gillette Techmatic razor, you're right. The only difference is this little gadget on the cartridge. Now it's set for light beards like mine. But turn it,
And you get a slightly closer shave for slightly heavier beards like mine. Turn it again. And you get an average shave for average beards. The same shave you got from the old Techmatic. Turn it again.
and I can get a good close shave. Another turn.
And even with a stubble like mine, you'll get as close a shave as you can get from any other razor, plus all the things you can't get from any other razor. The lever to change edges, the razor band for less nicks, a light feel, the new
adjustable
Gillette Techmatic, the almost perfect razor made perfect.
Phil Gagliano will be the pinch hitter here for Dow Maxville.
Harry, it's surprising the Tigers have been pulling a defensive change when they've had the lead in the late innings, moving Stanley back to center field, putting Euler in, and moving Northrup to left. But they're staying right now with their starting lineup with a 3-run lead.
Gagliano takes the curveball inside. Gagliano, nothing out of 2 in the series. Bouncing ball to work. Rose perfectly. 1 away. And the defending champions of baseball are running out of time here. Here's Bob Gibson, who will bat for himself.
We're going to have that play discussed. It'll become a famous play in World Series history. Northrup's fly ball that Flood stumbled on, nearly fell down, and sailed over his head with 2 outs. That's the play of the series.
Here's Bob Gibson. Fouls the pitch back. And I imagine that 6th inning of the Cardinals will be talked about quite a bit too, Kurt. When Lolich picked 2 men off first base. One's foul. He's behind 2 strikes and nothing. Gibson bounced to third and popped up in this game. He trails by 3. Bottom of the 8th. Mickey Lolich. Trying for his 3rd victory of the series. Fouled it back. 2 strikes, no ball.
We've been talking about Gibson and Brock and Kaline as the star of the series. Certainly it's Lolich right in there now.
I should say so. Held up in time. 2 strikes and a ball. Bill Freehand thought he had gone around. Tom Gorman says no, Bill. Nobody on base, 1 away. With the ball tick the bat for a foul tip strike. Mayo Smith, manager of the Tigers. Bob Gibson with a count of 2 strikes and a ball. Struck him out, swinging. That's a 4th strikeout for Lolich. The Cardinals got 3 runs in the 1st inning off Lolich Monday afternoon in Detroit. And since then, he has shut them out. The next 8 innings Monday, with the first 7 2/3 innings here today. Here's Lou Brock. Was hit safely in 9 World Series games in a row. Sweeping curveball, low and outside. Lolich coming from the side to the left-hand batter. low and outside, ball 2. I know people are watching this game intently everywhere, Kurt. Can't you just visualize them in Detroit and in that area?
Well, they waited 23 years to get back in the World Series. Now they're 3 runs up here in the 8th inning.
Ball 3 is low. Lubrock bounced out to McAuliffe his first 2 times, then singled to left. Drew a throw to first as he headed for second and was cut down. Walked him, ball 4. And here comes manager Mayo Smith of Detroit, strolling towards the mound as Bill Freehand has preceded him there, along with second baseman Dick McCullough.
I'm sure all he wants to know is, are you tiring? Tell me honestly now, is that arm getting a little bit tired? If you are, we'll get a fresh man in here. That's his first walk since the second inning. He walked a man in the first, a man in the second. Of course, one of the tips usually on a fellow losing his stuff, retiring, is when he starts to lose a little control. But he hasn't. Got the first 2 men out in this inning. Now Brock's on first. 3-0 Tigers, and let's see what happens.
Julian Javier's hitless today. Nothing out of 3. Has hit the ball sharply each time, but out. 2 men are gone. The runner at first base, Lubrock. Lolich's pitch. He bunts. Work. Fielding and throwing. Good plays out. Quick play by Wirth. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 8 full innings, Detroit 3, St. Louis nothing.
A truck is a truck, right? Wrong. 69 Dodge and Fargo trucks are sport trucks. Here, take a look. New cushion beam suspension. Chrysler took the elastic off the bankroll to completely re-engineer the suspension and steering on Dodge and Fargo pickup trucks. A sway bar was added, springs redesigned, liners added, and a lot more to make 69 Dodge and Fargo trucks the sweetest handling pickups on the road under any load, bar none. Bumps flatten, potholes smooth out, rides like a limousine. And that's not all. Handsome new long line styling and comfortable luxury interiors prove you don't have to be ugly to be tough. Dodge and Fargo with cushion beam suspension. Sport Truck 69. See your Chrysler dealer for Sport Truck 69.
Vic Schofield has taken over at shortstop for Dow Maxville, for whom the Cardinals pinch hit in the 8th. Norm Cash, who started the 3-run rally with 2 out in the 7th, will be the batter.
Harry, you know who's played a tremendous game in the field today is Don Ward at third. He's had some tough chances.
First pitch by Gibson is swung on, a long, high fly ball that'll be caught by Maris in right field. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Our statistician has been Alan Ruff. Our production manager, Jim O'Gorman. Our videograph operator has been Bill Rose, assisted by Arnie Reith. Our special videotape segments. Here's a pitch lined in the left by Horton for a base hit. Our special videotape segments prepared by Barry Stoddard. So Willie Horton gets his second hit of the ball game. He's at first base with 1 out. Tigers now have out-hit the Cardinals 6-4.
I think the Tigers may want a pinch runner.
Somebody comes running out of that gate in left field.
Like Suzuki.
Willie Horton leaves the game. And it is Dick Trzaski who's running into the Tiger dugout. Kurt, while I have a moment, I certainly want to thank you and Tony Kubek and all the fellas. I mentioned this as many as they came to mind a little earlier, but the courtesies are much appreciated.
Well, we appreciate that, and thank you, and also George Kell, who did such an outstanding job to telecast with the Tigers.
Here's the pitch, and Jim Northrup takes a curveball low and outside. Northrup got the decisive hit as of now. Foul out of play. Northrup has tied Kaline for RBIs with 8. Had a grand slam homer yesterday, had a triple with 2 on today. Fastball low. Ground ball up the middle, through a hit. Here's Krzyzewski racing to third, and he'll make it. And the Tigers threaten to add more. With runners at first and third, only 1 out here in the top of the 9th. And Bill Freehan, who's had 1 out of 3 driving in a run today, coming to the plate. Freehan's had only 2 hits in the series, but each has driven in a run. Popped up. Foul territory of Cepeda. 2 out.
We also want to give credit to the Commissioner of Baseball, William D. Eckert, Joe Reichler, the Director of Public Relations, Charlie Seeger, the Secretary-Treasurer, and Monty Irvin, the Commissioner's Office. The job they've done in the series. To Bing Devine, Jim Tooney of the Cardinals, Shane Deans, the manager, and to Augie Bush, the owner.
Here's Don Wirth, line drive, base hit, a run is in. Wirth singles to center. He's had 2 hits in the series, both were on Bob Gibson. It's 4-0 Detroit now. Listen to the hand for Mickey Lolich. Pops it up. Short center. Javier there. Takes it. And it's 1 run, 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. Going to the bottom half of the 9th inning. It's Detroit 4, St. Louis nothing.
This bank began the year Canada began and grew along with Canada. All along the way, wherever history was being made, the commerce was there. Reliable, progressive, a real working bank. Serving the loggers, the miners, the oilmen. For example, the Commerce Oil Map in Calgary maintains an up-to-the-minute picture of who's drilling where, what's good, what's promising. An important service to customers at Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce.
Bank of Commerce, Bank of Commerce.
One of the world's great banks.
Defensive moves being made. Euler goes to shortstop. Stanley moves to center field, and Northrup to left field. So Ray Euler's at shortstop, Mickey Stanley in center, and Jim Northrup is in left. Lolich, going the bottom of the 9th, has a 4-0 lead. Kurt Flood leading off. First pitch is a fastball strike. I know the Tiger owner, John Fetzer, an old boss of mine, worked in Kalamazoo must be happy, along with his general manager, Jim Campbell, and publicity director, Hal Middlesworth. Here's a slow curve, strike two. Mickey Lolich has a 4-0 lead over Bob Gibson and the St. Louis Cardinals. Foul tip. Lolich now has pitched 16 straight scoreless innings against the Cardinals. Bottom of the ninth.
Cardinals have only scored 2 runs here in their last 3 games.
The curve is low. 2 strikes and a ball. The Tigers out-hit the Cardinals 8-4. Line drive, and Euler makes the grab.
That Tiger infield has played some game behind Lolich today. They have fielded brilliantly.
Here's Cepeda with one away. The Tigers have shown the world why they won the American League pennant. And they have roared from behind against the defending world champion St. Louis Cardinals to a point where they're 2 outs away from replacing them. Popped up. Cepeda on the first pitch. 3 and under the ball. He's got it. Tiger fans who are here are on their feet. And I imagine Bedlam will break loose when this final out is completed.
Going to be some automobile horns squawking in the Motor City.
Mike Shannon is nothing out of 3. Fastball low. High. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The Detroit Tigers, 1 out away from the World's Championship. Fastball in there.
Harry, we can't see the bullpen. The Tiger bullpen delegation is no longer out there. They're beyond the wall, but they're looking through a gate. But I don't believe they've had a man warming up today. So confident have they been in Lolich.
There's a long drive. Back near the wall, Northup, but it's out of here for a home run. And the Cardinal fans have their first chance to cheer. Mike Shannon makes it 4-1. Shannon now has hit 1 home run in each of the 3 World Series he's been in. 1 against the Yankees in '64, 1 against the Red Sox last year, and 1 against the Tigers today. Here's McCarver now. There you get a look at the Tiger players in the bullpen, and they'll be racing for the playing field. McCarver pops up. Here's Freehan. Detroit's the new world champion. And look at Freehan picking up Lolich. And there is a scene that has been repeated many times in World Series history. It's a happy bunch of Tigers. They have beaten the Cardinals 4-1, and they have replaced them as the champions of baseball.
and they made some comeback. They were trailing 3-1. They were behind 3 runs in the first inning of Game 5. They came back to win. They walked in here and murdered the Cardinals yesterday. They win again today, and 28-year-old Mickey Lolich now has joined Christy Mathewson, Jack Coombs, Babe Adams, Stan Kovaleski, Harry Burkeen, Lou Burdett, and Bob Gibson as pitchers who have won 3 games and lost none in a World Series. And Lolich did it with 2 days rest and beat Bob Gibson to do it. Some feat.
Well, there's the Tiger Clubhouse. The final score, Detroit 4, St. Louis 1. The total's 4-8-1 for Detroit. Lolich the winner, 3-0 in the series. 1-5-0 for the Cardinals. Gibson the loser, 2-1 in the series. Well,
hello, you technical masterpiece, you. This time people are going to see what goes on inside a 69 Plymouth Fury, not just how beautiful you are. All the time we engineers spent giving you more room inside. And this gorgeous unitized body. Oh, sure it's gorgeous because we give it a 7-step dip and spray anti-rust treatment. And who's going to tell about the big brakes if I don't? And an enormous trunk. And the magnificent chrome steel torsion bar. Wait a second. Beauty is only skin deep.
A car that is bigger, better, more beautiful than the Furies that helped win more competitive car owners over to Plymouth in the last 2 years. The all-new, bigger, better 1969 Fury.
Radio and television to you baseball fans around America. They've been with NBC in the World Series since 1939. Right now, we're going to the Tiger Clubhouse and to the Tiger broadcaster, Ernie Harwell.
Thank you very much. We're in the Tiger Clubhouse and a wild celebration for the new world champions. And here is the Commissioner of Baseball, William Eckert, and he has a special presentation to Manager Mayo Smith, Owner-President John Fetzer, General Manager Jim Campbell. Mr. Commissioner, it's yours.
I'm just delighted to be here. Mayo, congratulations on one of the greatest comeback victories in the history of the series. I want to congratulate you, John Fetzer, the players, Jim Campbell, all the Detroit Tiger organization for this great series triumph. You certainly won it from a great Cardinal team, and in recognition of this great achievement, I want to present you a beautiful World Series trophy here today.
Well, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank God. Hey, here it is.
Well, Commissioner, thank you very much. On behalf of the players, Mr. Fetzer and Jim Campbell and all the Detroit organization, and this is a very, very happy day for all of us. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Mayo Smith. Mayo, while we've got you up here now, were there any special instructions to the fellows before the game? Did you have a meeting or anything like that?
Ernie, no. There was no special instructions, no.
When did you feel that this series made its turn in favor of the Tigers? What special game?
I think it was the 5th game in the 7th inning when we came from behind after being down 3 runs in the first inning, and we went on to win it 5-3. And
that's when K-Ron got his bases.
That's right. That's right.
And then what about the game today? I guess it was a hit by Northrop, wasn't it?
Well, of course, yeah, but Mickey does such a great job to keep us in there. We felt that if we could stay to Gibson, in the latter innings, we'd have a chance of getting him because he's pitched a lot of baseball, and we were just fortunate enough to, as I say, to sort of break it loose in the 7th inning.
Well, congratulations, Mayo. I know you're going to be very busy. We want to talk to some of the players. Let's see if we can find Denny McClain's right here, a fellow who won the game yesterday. Came back and kept the Tigers in it, and I guess you're very
Well, we've been doing this all year, Ernie. There's no time to stop now. Just fantastic. This is bigger than winning a pennant. It's unbelievable.
Denny, what were you doing when Northrop hit that ball? Where were you, out in the bullpen?
Down in the bullpen,
yeah.
Right.
And did you get a good look at it?
Yeah, Floyd misjudged the ball.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He slipped on a play or something. But that's why we've been winning games, waiting for other clubs to make mistakes, Ernie. And we proved it again today.
Well, you've been great champions. Thank you, Denny McClain. We got Willie Horton here. Willie, you came through with a big single in that rally, and I know you must be feeling very happy right now.
I feel real good, Ernie. You know, they underrated it. They think we couldn't do it. We came back after we was down, and just feel great.
And you beat one of the real tough pitchers in baseball in Mr. Bob Gibson, didn't you?
That's true. Now we number one.
Well, congratulations, Willie Horton. Now we've got the veteran on the Tiger team, Al Kaline. It took him 16 years to get in the World Series, and I know it's been a terrific thrill for you, Al.
Oh, it really has, Ernie. Our club came back again and won 3 games in a row, and the St. Louis Ball Club is a great ball club, and Gibson's probably the greatest pitcher I ever faced. But this has been the secret of our ball club all year long. We came back, and we got a great job out of Mickey Lloyd. Fantastic.
Well, thank you, Al, and have a nice rest of the winter. You're now a member of the World's Champions, and here's a fellow who won the 3rd game in the World Series, his 3rd victory, Mickey Lolich. And Mickey, it has been fantastic what you have done.
Thank you, Ernie. Thank you very much. I really don't have too much to say right now. I really don't.
Did you feel very tired? Did you feel like that you might be losing your stuff toward the late innings?
I never got tired in the game. I was weak almost from about the 3rd inning on. I didn't have the real good, hard fastball that I do know how to throw. As you notice, most of the balls today were hit on the ground. I was throwing a sinking fastball all day. I didn't have the good, hard fastball. I had fairly good control, not as good as I usually like, but I kept making the ball sink, and I got him out.
The fact that you were tired helped that ball sink a little more, you think?
Right, it helped a lot. By being tired, it causes the ball to sink more.
Now, what about, you had a little conference on the mound right at the end. Did Mayo come out and ask you if you had enough gas left to go, or what?
No, he says he just wanted to slow me down. He says he thought maybe I was getting too excited out there about, having us so close to coming to the end. He says, I want you to take it easy, relax, and throw like you've been throwing all day.
All right. Well, thank you, Mickey. It was a great performance, and have a very nice, quiet winter.
Okay.
And we'll be back in Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis in 1 minute.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, feel confident. Stay dry with new Right Guard Antiperspirant, a completely new product from Right Guard. Right Guard Antiperspirant is a new defense against perspiration. It contains a tested agent that checks perspiration wetness. Feel confident. Stay dry. Get new Right Guard Antiperspirant in the silver can.
10 more blades to go.
5 blades to go.
3. Just 3 blades to go. That's it. I used up all the old blades. Now I can use the new Gillette Super Stainless Steel blade with the miracle plastic coating on the edge. They say it's supposed to spoil you.
The spoiler.
Sport Magazine awards the most valuable player of the World Series, the Dodge Charger GT. And this year, the award goes to the fellow we just talked to, Mickey Lolich, the 3-victory pitcher of the Detroit Tigers. And now it's our pleasure to introduce the American League president with a big smile on his face. It's nice to have a winner, Mr. Joe Cronin.
Ernie, I'm speechless. This was a terrific series, I want to tell you, and I know how you must feel after all being with the Tigers day in and day out, spring training on. But it was a great thing for a great game of baseball. Mickey Lolich and all those Tigers are just a great credit to our game.
Well, thank you, Mr. Joe Cronin.
And the Tiger organization is one of the tops in baseball.
Thank you very much, and nice to have you with us. And here's a young man named Dick McAuliffe.
Hello, Ernie.
It's great to be with a world's champion, I imagine,
It's the
Richard.
greatest feeling in the world, Ernie.
And where'd you get that hat, anyway?
This is Campbell's hat, and I stole it from him, and I told him if we win this thing, I want this hat, and he gave it to me.
He's got to buy it back from you right now.
No, he's not going to have this stuff again.
Well,
We really
you're
played
getting a
hard.
little heckling from Bill Freehand. Let's get him up here, and then somebody else can heckle him a little bit. Here's a fellow who sparked the Tigers throughout the year, Bill Freehand. He had a little... And here's a young man named Dick McAuliffe.
Hello, Ernie.
It's great to be with a world's champion, I imagine,
It's the
Richard.
greatest feeling in the world, Ernie.
And where'd you get that hat, anyway?
This is Campbell's hat, and I stole it from him, and I told him if we win this thing, I want this hat, and he gave it to me.
He's got to buy it back from you right now.
No, he's not going to have this stuff again.
Well,
We really
you're
played
getting a
hard.
little heckling from Bill Freehand. Let's get him up here, and then somebody else can heckle him a little bit. Here's a fellow who sparked the Tigers throughout the year, Bill Freehand. He had a little trouble with the bat right at first, and then he got a couple of hits to help us along. Bill, congratulations on being on the new world champion.
Thank you, Ernie. It's a tremendous thrill. I thought maybe winning the pennant was the biggest thrill of my life, but I think I know this is. It's beautiful. We've come back from behind all year, and we did it again. I never thought we could, but we did, and I don't know, a lot of people must have been praying for us.
Bill, how did you feel about Lolich when he started? Did you think he had his stuff? Did you think he could last?
Well, I started to worry maybe in the middle innings. It looked like he was getting a little tired, but he's got a whole lot of guts. And he just kept on fighting and fighting and fighting. And we finally got some runs off Gibson, and he just got tougher after that.
Well, he didn't have too many strikeouts going for him, but he seemed to be putting the ball where he wanted to, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he was keeping the ball down low. Basically, you didn't expect him to have super abilities today, but we talked before the game and said, you know, we're going to basically try to keep the ball down, and he did, and he got a guys hit the ball on the ground at somebody, and that's the secret of the game.
Well, thank you, Bill Freehand, and best of luck to you. Now we've got Jim Northrup. And, Jim, you figured in the key play of the World Series, I believe, the three-base hit that scored the 2 runs that put the Tigers in the lead. You can see the replay now where Kurt Flood comes in, seems to trip and fall. Then the ball's over his head, and the runs come in, and you get into third base. And that was the key play. Did you feel like the ball was going to go a long ways when you hit it?
Well, Ernie, I hit the ball real good. I hit it hard and on the line, and it was a little bit to the left center of Flood, and I didn't know for sure if it'd get over his head because I know he plays deep, but I knew I'd hit it good and it had a chance. And when I see it go over his head, I was the happiest person alive right then. I am right now, too.
That's got to be even a bigger thrill than your Grand Slam home run of yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure is, Ernie. It's the biggest thrill I've ever had, and it's the type of ball club we've had all year. We've been behind before, and we keep coming back. We don't ever give up, and we proved it again today.
Jim, what about the ball that you and Horton converged on in the outfield? It seemed to hit your glove and bounce away. Did you have trouble waving Willie off, or he have trouble waving you off, or what happened on that?
I couldn't hear Willie, and he couldn't hear me. I was yelling all the way, and I happened to pick him up just as I went for the ball, and I didn't want to run over him, so I tried to veer off and still catch the ball and hit in the end of my glove and drop. So it was just one of those things where the crowd is yelling, and you can't hear each other out there. And when I saw Willie, I should have gotten out of the way, but I didn't want to let it drop. It was my fault, and it was an error, and I thought I could get around him and catch the ball anyway, but it doesn't matter now. We won it.
Well, Jim Northrup, when you came to the clubhouse today, did you have the feeling that the Tigers would win this game?
I sure did. Eddie Matthews and I were talking with our wives last night, and I said, Eddie, I got a feeling we're going to win that thing tomorrow. And Eddie says, I do too. He says, I don't get a feeling very often, but he says, I got a feeling we're going to beat them. And I just had a good feeling that we were going to beat these guys, and I'm awfully happy we did.
Well, thank you, Jim. Let's talk to another Jim now, the player representative of the Tigers, the fine catcher, Jim Price.
Thank you, Ernie.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ernie. I just like to express from the members of the team how grateful we are to the people of Detroit and the state of Michigan for supporting us like they did. We feel that they sort of pulled us together, and we maybe helped pull them together a little bit.
Well, I think that's wonderful, and I'm sure that it's true from both sides, Jim.
Thank you, Ernie. It's all the guys asked me to do this, and we're just glad we won it for them and the people around the country.
Well, it's nice of you to come up here, and we appreciate that comment. And I know that the Tigers have become a fine team all the way, and our congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And now let's go upstairs.
All right, thank you. And Ernie Harwell was talking about coming from behind. The Tigers now become the 3rd team in the history of the World Series to come back from a 3-1 deficit. The Pirates in 1925 came back to win after trailing 3-1. The Yankees were trailing the Braves in 1958, and they came back from 3-1. And when the Tigers were behind 3-0 in the first inning of Game 5, when they looked so bad against the Cardinals in their own ballpark. In fact, a few of their fans were even booing them, Harry, on Sunday in the rain to come back, match the type of team it was. They won over 40 games during the regular season behind from the 7th inning on.
Well, the two champions hooked up here, and Detroit now is the new champion, Kurt, and they've earned the title. It's been a great series. They have power up and down their lineup, and Lolich, of course, is supreme. I was interested in his winning the Sport Magazine Award for the Outstanding Player of the Year of this series, and he certainly was that, although he wasn't alone. There were many men, Northrup and Kaline, Cash, without too much publicity, and you can't overlook the play of Stanley at shortstop. To me, that's the most remarkable thing of the World Series, that a fellow who's a great defensive center fielder can move into shortstop at the start of a World Series with all that pressure and do the kind of job he did. My hat is certainly off to Stanley and to the Tigers.
All right, Harry, nice job.
Thank
Good
you
to
very
work
much.
with you again, and we'll see you in spring training next year.
I hope so.
All right.
Thank you.
Harry
Bye-bye.
Carey, Telecaster of the Cardinals. Incidentally, I think probably the truest statement made before this series, as it turned out, a real prophet, Mayo Smith, who made all the right moves for the series, when they asked him what would happen if the Tigers came down to Game 7 and you had to face Bob Gibson. He said, well, boys, Gibson's a great, great pitcher, but he's still only a human being. Someday he's got to be beat. And as it turned out, the Tigers did finally beat him. That play will be talked about for years. I'd be anxious to talk to Kurt Flood to see if he did misjudge the ball in center, or did he, stumbling and catching his spikes, allow Northrup's drive to sail over him in center field. But you'll be hearing about that after the game. So the Tigers win the World Series. Lolich wins his 3rd game of the series. He beats Gibson here today, and the final score was Detroit 4 and St. Louis 1. The 7th game of this 1968 World Series has been brought to you by
Chrysler Canada Limited and the Dodge, Plymouth, Roots, and Simca dealers who sell the quality engineered cars and trucks by Chrysler.
By Gillette, makers of new Right Guard antiperspirant in the silver can. By the more than 1,350 branches in Canada of the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. For the balance of this program period, we present a film already in progress titled Atlantic Adventure.
Day by day, Gypsy Moth's progress is plotted on the chart. Chichester is moving into cold and dangerous seas. Weather alters quickly. Nothing is predictable, and in order to maintain maximum speed, he sometimes makes a dozen sail changes in as many hours. In these waters, single-handed navigators must take calculated risks based on radio reports of weather and icebergs. Slowly, the line lengthens. And now, from the eastern sea